The American Revolution was a time of extraordinary courage. It was a time when ordinary people rose to meet extraordinary challenges. One such hero, often overlooked by history, was a young woman named Sybil Ludington. Sybil was just 16 years old when she made a ride that would forever etch her name in the annals of American history. Sybil lived with her family in Carmel, New York. Her father, Colonel Henry Ludington, was a respected militia leader. He was entrusted with the safety of the local community. This was a community living under the shadow of British occupation. Sybil, like many young people of the time, grew up surrounded by talk of liberty and the fight for independence. Little did she know that she would soon play a pivotal role in that fight. Sybil's story is a testament to the courage and determination that resided in the hearts of ordinary Americans during those extraordinary times. It's a story that deserves to be told and retold, inspiring generations to come. This is the story of Sybil Ludington, the forgotten heroine of the American Revolution. The year was 1777, and the American colonies were locked in a desperate struggle for independence. The British, with their superior numbers and resources, posed a formidable threat. In the spring of that year, tensions were running high in Connecticut. The British had set their sights on Danbury, a small town about 20 miles east of Sybil's home. Danbury was a vital supply depot for the Continental Army. It housed crucial stores of ammunition, food, and other essential supplies. The British, aware of the strategic importance of Danbury, planned a surprise attack. On the afternoon of April 26, 1777, a rider arrived at the Ludington homestead, bearing news that would change Sybil's life forever. The messenger, breathless and exhausted, brought grave news. Danbury was under attack. A large force of British troops had landed on the Connecticut coast. They were marching towards Danbury, burning and pillaging everything in their path. The fate of the American cause hung in the balance. The messenger who brought the news was too exhausted to continue. The task of alerting the militia fell upon young Sybil. The militia scattered across the countryside needed to be rallied if there was any hope of repelling the British attack. With her father away on militia business, Sybil did not hesitate. Despite the late hour and the perilous conditions, she volunteered for the dangerous mission. She knew the roads, she knew the people, and she understood the urgency of the situation. Dressed in her brother's clothes for safety and practicality, Sybil mounted her horse Star. She was armed with only a stick to urge her horse onward. As darkness enveloped the countryside, Sybil set off into the night. She rode through the darkness, the fate of Danbury and the hopes of the American cause resting on her young shoulders. Ahead of her lay a perilous journey, fraught with danger and uncertainty. The night was dark, the rain relentless. It was a night when most people would have sought shelter, but Sybil was made of sterner stuff. She rode on, her courage fueled by a sense of duty and a fierce determination to protect her community. Sybil's journey was fraught with danger. She rode through dense forests where the shadows hid wild animals and, even more menacing, highwaymen who preyed on unsuspecting travelers. She crossed swollen streams and navigated muddy roads made treacherous by the relentless rain. Throughout that long night, Sybil's courage never wavered. She rode on, her resolve strengthened by the knowledge that every minute counted. She knew that the fate of Danbury, and perhaps the outcome of the war, depended on her reaching the militia in time. Through the storm and the darkness, Sybil rode on, her spirit unyielding. Section 5. Raising the alarm, answering the call. As Sybil rode, her voice rang out in the darkness. She called out to the farmers and townspeople, urging them to take up arms and defend their homes. Her message was clear and urgent. The British are burning Danbury. To arms! To arms! Her pleas were met with a mixture of shock and disbelief. Many were reluctant to believe that the British would attack so far inland. But Sybil's determination, her youthful face etched with worry, convinced them that this was no false alarm. One by one, men grabbed their muskets, kissed their families goodbye, and joined Sybil on her desperate ride. They rode through the night, their numbers swelling as Sybil's message spread from farm to farm, village to village. Sybil's ride was a testament to the power of one person to make a difference. Her courage and determination ignited a flame of resistance that spread like wildfire through the Connecticut countryside. Section 6. The Battle of Ridgefield, a turning point. By the time Sybil and her makeshift army reached Danbury, the British had already done their worst. They had burned most of the town and destroyed valuable supplies, but the militia, thanks to Sybil's timely warning, were ready for a fight. The next day, the Americans, bolstered by the arrival of reinforcements, engaged the British in a fierce battle at Ridgefield, Connecticut. The Battle of Ridgefield was a hard-fought engagement. Though outnumbered, the Americans, fueled by righteous anger and a desire to protect their homes, fought with extraordinary courage and tenacity. Sybil's father, Colonel Luddington, arrived with his regiment and played a key role in the battle. He and his men fought bravely, pushing back against the British advance. The Continental Army, though suffering heavy losses, inflicted significant casualties on the British and forced them to retreat. The Battle of Ridgefield, though a tactical defeat, was a strategic victory for the Americans. Section 7. A legacy lost and found. Sybil's ride was a remarkable feat of courage and endurance. She rode twice the distance of Paul Revere's famous ride, and she did it at a younger age and through much more treacherous conditions. However, unlike Revere, whose name became synonymous with the American Revolution, Sybil's story faded into obscurity. For over a century, her story was passed down through oral traditions recounted by family members and local historians. It was not until 1907, when one of her descendants published a book about her life, that Sybil's story began to receive wider recognition. Since then, Sybil Ludington has been hailed as a national heroine. Her story has been featured in books, films, and even a postage stamp. Statues have been erected in her honor, and her name graces schools and parks across the country. Sybil's story is a powerful reminder that history is made not only by presidents and generals, but also by ordinary people who, when called upon, rise to meet extraordinary challenges. Section 8. Sybil's enduring spirit. Sybil Ludington's story is more than just a tale of revolutionary bravery. It is a testament to the indomitable spirit that resides in us all, the courage to face the unknown, and the unwavering belief in a cause greater than ourselves. Sybil's ride was an act of extraordinary selflessness. At an age when most teenagers are preoccupied with more frivolous matters, she risked her life for the sake of her community and her fledgling nation. She embodies the spirit of the American Revolution, a spirit of defiance, resilience, and an unwavering belief in the promise of liberty. Her story resonates deeply with us today, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, hope can ignite action. It teaches us that age is no barrier to courage, and that even the most ordinary individuals can achieve extraordinary things when driven by a sense of purpose. Sybil's legacy serves as a beacon of inspiration, urging us to embrace courage, determination, and an unyielding commitment to our ideals. Section 9. Honoring the past, inspiring the future. Today we remember Sybil Ludington not just for her daring ride, but for what she represents. Sybil's story is a reminder that the history books often overlook the contributions of women and young people. It is a call to action to uncover and celebrate the stories of those who have been marginalized or forgotten. As we strive to build a more just and equitable society, it is imperative that we recognize and celebrate the contributions of all individuals, regardless of gender, age, or background. We must continue to tell the stories of unsung heroes like Sybil Ludington, for their stories have the power to inspire us, to challenge us, and to remind us that we are all capable of making a difference in the world. By honoring the past and shining a light on the stories of those who have been hidden from history, we can inspire future generations to embrace the values of courage, determination, and unwavering belief in the power of the human spirit. Let us remember Sybil Ludington, and let her story ignite within us the courage to ride our own rides, to fight our own battles, and to make our own mark on the world.